Hello students, we have finished our first chapter of chemistry and now we are going to take the biology section. Under biology section, the first chapter or the first topic is chapter 5, the fundamental unit of life, which is cell. And we are going to see the following topics. We will see the introduction of cell, cell discovery, cell theory. Then we will see prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. In today's slide, in today's video, we will also see study the cell organelles and their function, and remaining few topics would be covered in the next lecture. So let us see what is cell. We all living beings are made up of cells. Cell is the basic fundamental and basic unit of life, and when cells of similar kind, that is which are similar in appearance and function, they make together tissues, and similar tissues make organs, and various organs come together to form organ systems such as respiratory system, nervous system, excretory system, etc. So this is how an organism is made up of. What are the basic features of cell? Cell is a fundamental and basic unit of life. That means a cell can function on its own, and it is the smallest unit of a living being. And cells have many organelles within it, and they are called cytoplasmic organelles. And since plasma is there within the cell, so these organelles are called cytoplasmic organelles. And cell have a plasma membrane also, which is made up of lipid and protein. Cells contain genetic material, deoxyribonucleic acid and ribonucleic acid, DNA and RNA. And cells contain metabolic machinery. That means a cell can function. It has a metabolism. All the organelles perform certain functions and carry out the metabolic process. Now, what are prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells? These are prokaryotic cells. It's a primitive kind of cell found in certain unicellular organisms, and this is an advanced cell which is found in multicellular organisms like we human beings. And what is the difference? You can see there's a prominent nucleus is here, while nucleus is lacking, but the genetic material is floating in a loop which is called nucleoid. Let us see the difference. Prokaryotic cells are generally found in unicellular organisms, while eukaryotic cells are found in multicellular organisms. Here in prokaryotic, nucleus is poorly defined, and thus nuclear membrane is also absent, while in eukaryotic, nucleus is well defined and is surrounded by nuclear membrane. Here nucleolus is also absent, while in eukaryotic, within the nucleus a nucleolus is also present. Then such certain organelles which are membrane bound, such as mitochondria, Golgi bodies, etc., they are absent in prokaryotes while they are present in eukaryotes. What are the examples? Bacteria, cyanobacteria, blue-green algae. These organisms have prokaryotic cells, and all multicellular organisms, animals, plants, fungi, we human beings, we have eukaryotic cells. Now, who discovered cell? Robert Hooke was the first person. He was the great scientist who saw cells first time. He was looking at a cork under a microscope, and he saw a great many boxes like this. This was the first picture of cells. And Anton von Leeuwenhoek discovered microscope also. He observed living cells in pond water, which he called animalcules. It happened in 1673. Then cell theory. Three scientists, Skeldin, Schwann and Virchow, they gave cell theory, and they told us that all living things are composed of one or more cells, and cell is the basic unit of life. What are the three major points which a cell theory states? That is, a cell is a structural unit of life. That means the basic smallest unit is cell, and cell is a functional unit of life. That means a cell can function on its own. It has organelles and it can function, and every organism starts life as a single cell. When reproduction occurs, a single cell is formed, and then throughout life that single cell keeps on dividing and multiplying, and thus an organism is formed. So life starts with a single cell at the very beginning. This is the cell theory. Now look at the structure of a general cell. This is a cell. It has a cell membrane, lysosomes, the nucleus, the nucleolus, nuclear membrane, the cytoplasm, endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, Golgi bodies, vacuoles, mitochondria. Let us study each of these organelles one by one. Cell membrane is a selectively permeable membrane. That means it allows some ions and some organelles to pass through it. It is a phospholipid bilayer. You can see two layers of phospholipid and protein is embedded in between. It regulates the movement of substance in and out of the cell. Now this is nucleus. It is the monitor of the cell. It controls all the activities of the cell. And it has heredity material, DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, and it controls all the activities such as growth, intermediary metabolism, protein synthesis, and cell division of the cell. So this is a monitor of the control room of the cell, and only eukaryotic cells have nucleus. Then mitochondria. It is the power plant or the powerhouse of the cell because it performs respiration. That means it breaks down the food into energy, and energy is synthesized in form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. So this ATP is used by the cell as whenever cell requires any energy. So these are the power plants of the cell. Then endoplasmic reticulum, they fold the protein molecules in sacs called cisternae, and they transport these synthesized protein to the Golgi apparatus. This is Golgi apparatus, and it is also found in eukaryotic cells, and it is also known as dictosomes. They process and bundle macromolecules. Which macromolecules? Proteins and lipids. Okay. Then ribosomes. Ribosomes are the cell structures that synthesize protein. They make protein, and protein is required for repairing the damage within the cell. When the cytoplasm get attached to endoplasmic reticulum, then the endoplasmic reticulum becomes rough endoplasmic reticulum, and when the cytoplasm are not attached, then this is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. When rhizosome get attached here, it is called rough endoplasmic reticulum. Ribosomes can also be freely flowing in the cell. There are certain more organelles such as lysosomes. They are the digestive sacs. They have digestive enzymes in them, and they digest excess or worn out organelles, food particles, and engulf viruses or bacteria. Vacuoles are generally found in plant cells. Big vacuoles are found in plant cells, and small vacuoles may be found in animal cells. They give structure. They also provide structural support and storage, waste disposal, protection, and growth. Then two more organelles are cell wall. They are present only in plant cells. They lack in animal cells. Cell wall is present only in plant cell to give extra protection and to give rigidity to the cell. And chloroplast are those structures which contain chlorophyll. You know that chlorophyll is required for the photosynthesis. So thus chloroplast are found in plant cell, and they are known as the kitchen of the cell.